Hey, boys and girls, it is Vacation Bible School story time. How many of you remember me? Raise your hand. That many, huh? I am Miss Rhonda, and I usually am one of the storytellers in the room when we have Vacation Bible School at Pisgah. But today, we're not at church. You're at home, and I'm here. But we get to still tell a story. We still get to listen to a story. How exciting is that? I'm excited to tell it to you. So here's the story that I'm going to tell you about. It's a story about a man and his two sons. Okay, Jesus told this story. So when Jesus tells a story, it's called a parable. Parable. Can you say that? Let me hear you. Parable. Okay, good try, good try. So Jesus tells the story about a man and his two sons. Now, while I'm telling the story, what I want you to do is I want you to think about how a person feels. How a person feels. Let's do a little game to start off with, okay? So let's talk about our faces and our feelings. So when we are feeling a certain way, our faces usually show that, right? So right now with me, I want you to show me your face when you're happy. Good. Now I want you to show me your face when you're sad. Great. Now I want you to show me your face when you're scared. Ooh, those are some scared faces. I want you to show your face when you are excited. Yay, very good, very good. So if I saw all your faces, I would be able to tell how you are feeling just by looking at your face. But when Jesus is telling this story, we're not able to look at the face of the man and the two sons in the story. We're only able to hear it. And so we have to really listen to how they must be feeling. Things that they say and things that they do give us a good idea of how they are feeling. So, you ready for the story? Now, if you've been with me in story time before, you know Miss Rhonda needs her glasses. Got them? Put them on. Here we go. So, Jesus told this parable. Are you ready? There once was a man that had two sons. He had two. Son number one, let me do it this way. Son number one and son number two. The younger brother, he got greedy. And he told his dad, I want all the money that's mine. I want everything that belongs to me right now. I don't want to wait for it. I want it right now. Now. That's what greedy means. You want it now. You don't want to wait. So he demanded his inheritance, which was everything that belonged to him from right that moment way into the future. He wanted it right then. And so he took it all. He turned his back on his family. He didn't speak to them. He didn't tell them where he was going. He didn't tell them anything. And he left. He left. He went to a very far away country, and guess what he did? He spent all his money. He wasted all the money, all the gold, all the jewels, everything that his daddy gave him. He spent it, gave it away, bought things until he didn't have anything else. It was all gone. He had nothing. He wasted all the money that he took from his family. Well, soon he became very hungry. And if you spend all your money and you don't have any money or gold or anything to buy anything, how are you going to eat? He wasn't thinking, was he? He became hungry. And even though he felt ashamed, he decided to return home. He was embarrassed. He felt very embarrassed of what he did. He took all the money and he left. He didn't speak to his family, and then he wasted it. He spent it all on things, and then he didn't have anything, so he went back home. He was embarrassed, but he did it. He hoped and hoped that his father would say, okay, come back here. I welcome you back. I forgive you. Come on back to the family. It's all okay. Well, he was walking down the road, and his father saw him, and his father was filled with compassion. That's a word, y'all. Compassion. His father was filled with compassion. He ran out to his son, threw his arms around him. He was so happy he was alive. He didn't know if he was alive or not. He didn't know what happened to him. And there was his son. He was alive, and he was so happy. The father got a big dinner together. He planned a big party, invited everybody he knew. He got the best food and the best drink, and they gave thanks that his son was home and he was safe. He was happy. Well, the older brother had been home all this time working in the fields, and he had been working really, really hard. He was tired. He'd been working all day. It had just been dusty and dirty, and he was just tired. When he heard the music and dancing, he got angry. He got angry. Did you see my angry face? He got angry. He became very angry, and he refused to go to the party. He refused to go in the house to see what was going on. His father came out and told him, "Son, come on. Come see your brother. Come on in. He's come back home. He's safe. Come on in." But the son said to his daddy, he said, "I've listened to you, and I've worked hard for you all these years, and you've never given me a party. My brother comes home after wasting all his money, and you throw him a huge party?" You know what his father said? His father said, "Son, I love you. You know what is mine is yours, but people matter more than possessions. People matter more than possessions. People matter more than things that you have, or things that you want, or things that you can hold or put in your pocket, or people matter more." Remember that. "We thought we lost your brother from our family, but he is home now. Come to the table and celebrate with us." So his son that went away and was gone for a really long time and wasted all his money and got hungry and came home and wanted to stay, he got a party because he came back home. His father thought he was gone forever, but he came back home. And the older brother wasn't happy about it, but his father said, "What's yours is mine, and I love you. Come on in." When we listen to stories, we can learn so much about how people feel. Remember I told you that at the beginning? This is one way we learn that compassion. There's that word again. We see, we listen, and recognize what people are feeling, and this helps us to feel their joy and their hurt. We see the look on their face, we hear their voice, we see their bodies moving, and we can either be happy with them, or if they're not doing all those things, we can be sad with them. Sometimes we have to use a little bit of imagination because the story might not tell us directly what people are feeling. So that's why we have to be detectives and look for that other stuff. Right now, in this story, we probably focused on, we probably paid more attention to the younger brother that went away and played all his money away. And we probably paid more attention to the feelings of the father, that he was back, his son was back. But the older brother has something to show us too. We have to think about his feelings. We do. Compassion helps us to see how every human being is important and loved by God. Well, so in your packets, you have page 14. And it looks like this. And I know it's backwards on here, and I'm sorry, but that's just the way it does. But this is what page 14 looks like, okay? So in your packets, you'll have an adult in your home take page 14 out for you. And there's some questions that we can ask, and there's things that we can imagine together on here. And those are things you can talk about with your family. And at the bottom it says "at the table," and you can color this. And it shows a picture of the father welcoming the son that just came home. And here's the other son coming from the wood, and he's going, "What in the world is going on down there?" Yeah. So you will have that to remember your story of the father and his two sons. That was a fun story. That was a good story. So I will see you again at the next for the next Bible School Night Story Time. And we are going to be reading a story about, I'm not going to tell you. You'll just have to wait and see. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.